So if that's not too much of a concern, one thing that might be for Madridistas is Eden Hazard. After the loss, Thibaut Courtois said, "We've won a league and Champions League with this team and we have faith, but if Karim is not there, then we are lacking a bit in front of goal or in the creation of danger. It is the first match. There's no reason to come to any conclusions." We'll get to the fact that you could see that Benzema was missing in this one, John, but Eden Hazard did not put in the best of performances, did he?
He didn't. I bet he's not happy with Courtois neither, because he's more or less saying, without Benzema, we ain't going to score any goals. And they don't look like scoring goals. It was evident when you're watching that game, Kay. I mean, no shots on target for the 90. And they never look like scoring. Eden Hazard, as we know, wants to come short. He wants the ball at his feet. He wants it on his own terms. He never wanted to spin in behind. He had the perfect chance playing against Garcia and Andreas Christensen to try and test him in behind. And he didn't. He kept coming short and short and short. And the lads will tell you, when you've got someone that wants to come short and is not blessed with great pace, you can actually go really tight and get him on the halfway line because he hasn't got the pace to get in behind. So then you can squeeze up and condense the play. So you're only playing in one half of the pitch. It makes your job as a midfield player in front of you an awful lot easier. So they just looked like if they had Benzema in the side tonight, Mariano came on for about 15, 20 minutes. And they got a ball down the left-hand side. They whipped a fantastic ball in. He got a header. Just missed it off target. And you're thinking, if that's Benzema, that's a goal. That's 1-1. And that's exactly what they're missing.
You could say they're lacking a bit in front of goal, like Courtois said, but they lack a lot more when they don't have Benzema on the pitch.
Benzema's the player that gets them up the pitch, you know, because quite a lot of last season they played on the counter-attack, particularly in the Champions League, where they allowed the opposition plenty of ball. But when they won it back, Benzema didn't go and make runs in behind. He came short and found little pockets of space. And then he linked up with the left-sided player, and he linked up with the right-sided player, whether it be Rodrigo, Vinny Jr. down the left-hand side. And that's how they got up the pitch. Without Benzema, I'm not sure how they get up the pitch. That's a big problem for them.
And he worked back and he nicked the ball off midfielders, and then they won it back, and then he spun in behind. Some of the games I was watching him, he was pulling himself out to the wide areas when they were in possession and centre-halves were like, they were overloading. He's just a very clever player. But to go back to Eden Hazard, I know Robbo and I were talking about this, I think it was Friday, and I think we're on the same page. He's had 3 years off, basically. He's basically had 3 years off. And all of a sudden, I know Ancelotti talked about it in a very positive terms, but I think that's him just playing this man-manager, try and find a reason to be positive. You can't just say, I'm coming back £10 lighter, this is it, I'm back fit, after having 3 years pretty much in the wilderness.
He's lost his confidence. There's no doubt about it. He's lost his confidence, so he doesn't want to go past people at the moment because he's frightened of losing the ball. Even when we saw the clips, when he had the interview, we saw clips of him training. There was a couple of times he tried to go past his man in the training section, and the defender just sort of so he had to go back and pass it back to the fullback. So it's his lack of that pace over 5 yards, which he had in abundance when he was playing at Chelsea. He's lost that and he's lost his confidence.
He's not, let's be honest, he's not cared too much about how he's played. I don't care what they tell you or what he tells you. You don't come back when you've made such a big move in that fitness state if you've got real desire. You don't, right? Ronaldo didn't, Messi didn't, Lewandowski didn't. The top players, Karim Benzema, there's others. You just don't. The ship has sailed with Eden Hazard. Now, we have La Liga on this network, and we may watch this season, and he may have moments. There might be moments he does something a bit like the old days, but he won't do it consistently. I don't think he'll do it consistently ever again at the standard he was doing it, for the reasons that I've mentioned. And that's a shame, because we all watched him at Chelsea almost carry this team for 4 or 5 years, or whatever it was, as Robbo said. Going past people, being kicked and picking them. He was probably one of the most kicked people, but he'd pick himself up, he was bruised, he'd get on with it, there would be end product. But in my own opinion, he got this big move, and he was happy with the move. But when you go to Real Madrid, you want to be happy with the move, but go on and have that desire to be an even better player. He's never done that.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.